Welcome to this short presentation on the undergraduate marketing program at Maynooth. My name is Kerry Chip and I'm the director of that program. I'm delighted to be able to share with you in the next 10 minutes or so our vision for marketing and what you can get out of studying marketing at Maynooth. What I will cover in the current presentation is what is Maynooth offering in terms of marketing, both in terms of our approach, how we do things practically, and how we get industry involved. Then I will move on to the careers that are open to you once you complete your marketing-based qualification at Maynooth. And then, of course, how to get into and the options of registering through the CAO points and other information. Naturally, we live in times of COVID-19, which has affected how our teaching is done. So I will just briefly go through how that impacts the course and what you can expect. Finally, we'll close off with how you can contact us and get more information. So why marketing at Maynooth? So there's three things I'd like to cover when it comes to that. The first is the scope. So what is on offer, what you have to choose from, and what will go into the content of your degree and what makes us different. Then I will go into the approach. So how is this content taken through in the class setup? How do you work with it with potential industry partners? That sort of thing. And finally, what does the marketing qualification at Maynooth expose you to? And that is in terms of practice as well as opportunities for study elsewhere and working. So why marketing at Maynooth? Firstly, lots of people want to know, well, what am I going to study? And in terms of what you're going to study, yes, there is a core marketing program which you can access via our website, and you'll see some of the content for first and second year reflected on the right of the slide. We cover the core fundamentals of marketing, and of course digital marketing has to be covered as the way of the world. But you will also see that we've got business topics which include organizational behavior, because marketing doesn't stand alone in an organization, it is part of a larger team. Going forward, you will also see that you will cover things like international business and innovation, because there's one thing about knowing how the marketing functions work. There's another thing to know how the marketing functions within the larger business itself with other units like production and HR. There's also how do we grow this business? How do we grow this business internationally? And how do we grow this business with innovation? In the second year, you have a huge amount of choice with more than 20 different elective streams. So that means you can actually craft your own perspective and you can differentiate yourself from the rest of the market. For example, you could select to do film and screen studies, which will completely change how you position yourself in the market. You could rather go for a sustainability route and look at global environmental change. So there's lots of different options where you can craft what it is you want to study and make sure that your core interests are kept in line with your marketing studies. What is our approach? So there's the key things that they tell us that you will want, which is theories and frameworks, marketing analysis, and business analytics. But what that actually means is you need to know the tools of the marketing trade. So the marketing trade is made up of frameworks and terminology and practices, and that's what we make sure that you get an understanding of. Then you have to take these and understand, well, what is going on in the market, which is basically what a marketing analysis is. So we have the means to analyze the market so that we can find out problems and opportunities for ourselves. Then in terms of the business, we have to then do a review of what's going on in the business so we can take advantage of our strengths and plug our weaknesses in order to take advantage of our market opportunities. So all of this will build you towards critical thinking, because critical thinking is the ability to obtain, review, and question information in order to develop competitive solutions. So this is about making what you do better than what others are doing in the market at the same time. And you will see there's a short circular picture of problem-solving planning, which can be systematic, and what we will want you to do is to be equipped with this kind of problem-solving and critical thinking that you can take into the workplace. What else is it about our approach? Our approach is hands-on. So it's all very well and good to talk about these marketing tools and frameworks, but it's actually how you use them that matters, and it's actually how we use them with you. So you have both in terms of the learning experience, where we encourage class discussion, we put problems to the class so that it is as interactive as possible. We discuss what businesses have done and what they have done well and what they have failed at doing. So that will now enable you to apply your marketing knowledge quite well. Then there's also things that you do, which comes through in assignments. There is an entrepreneurial competition, and you will get real life industry projects where industry or businesses come to Maynooth and ask students to help them find solutions for marketing problems that they have here and now. So formally with industry, what do? We have the work placements with the work through our placement office, and it's paid work. We have an industry speakers series where people from industry come and speak to our students. And then of course we have the business research projects, which you will work with businesses as your clients and you will give advice. For example, previously a multinational has come to Maynooth and asked our students to work with them on a project to understand whether they should rebrand their key core brand for Ireland. So these are the kind of projects that you will do with industry. If you will look at our industry list, you will see we worked with a wide variety of companies and will continue to do so. And just looking at the companies in front of you, you will see some of them are very large multinationals, some of them are more local companies. So you have this mix of smaller and larger, international and national, which will give you wonderful exposure to the complete world of work. So that brings us to our third pillar, which is exposure. You have exposure both in terms of marketing content, but also very much in terms of working further and of course studying abroad, where we have a wonderful international office that will help you after second year complete some of your studies overseas. The paid work placement is done through a placement office, and that helps you ensure that you get work experience in the industry and the type of company that you would like to. So our work placement brings us to future long-term career placement. So our students have gotten work in a wide variety of marketing careers, and I want you to think of them in terms of 3 levels. One, you have marketing focused careers where you are a specialist within a company and often within a specialized company. So if you're a specialist within a company, you would be, for example, the brand manager or the head of the customer insights team or working in the customer insights team. These are marketing positions within a company. You also have specialist agencies like media agencies, advertising agencies, new media agencies, you have public relations agencies, you have event management agencies. So you have entire specialist agencies where you can work and be your whole life, and the company's whole life will be around that specialization. Then you have general management and consulting. So a lot of big multinationals have other big multinationals and consultancies that advise them. They can advise them on a general business level, also in terms of their marketing programs. So you have specialist marketing consultancies such as BBDO, who have a brand specialist agency. And this is in contrast with McKinsey, who's more of your general business advisory service. And some of them will take an overall picture and they will be strategic management consultants. So they will see brands as part of the larger organizational function. So you can see there's a wide variety from specialist careers to ultra specialist careers to consulting careers. So there's a big spread that you can get involved in. Then of course there's research. There's marketing research companies, and there's to continue your study with further graduate research. Marketing research companies are great places to work because your life is always different. So you'll be investigating why people buy certain brands of rice one day to why they buy specialist Versace versus Givenchy for the luxury sector the next. So market research is always a really, really interesting area to be in. These careers our students have found in both Ireland and abroad, so you have a really good placement globally. Then in terms of how do you get involved, how do you register? So what's the CAO information? The CAO code is in front of you. It's MH404 MKT. This is the first of 2 streams to get into marketing. The first stream is a direct path, so MH404 is a direct path. This is recommended if you know that marketing is where you want to be and what you want to be part of, and then you are in the marketing specialization. The other path, which is the MH101 arts path, is when you are not quite sure of if marketing is for you, so you want to dip into it and get a feel for it to see how it works. I encourage you to have a look at our course program links. There you will see the link in the slide before you. You can also look at Course Finder through that link, and that will give you the details of each courses. And I encourage you to download the booklets that will cover what happens in those courses. And of course the points for MH101 are slightly different to the points for MH404. We would be delighted to give you more information, and you can get more information through having a look through our website, and the link is there in the slide before you. There's everything on that website, from Course Finder to the structure of the different programs, to who's teaching on the programs, and so forth. And we'd also be delighted if you got in touch with us with any questions that you have, and you have my email address in front of you. You will also have the school's email address at the end of this presentation. So in terms of our teaching environment, we have to reflect before we end on how our teaching environment has been affected by COVID. And what COVID has done is changed the way our teaching weeks work. So we now have 11 teaching weeks instead of 12. And in terms of our examination, that has changed from examination-based to more continuous assessment, where you will have a mixture of group and individual projects and timed assessments at home. Each module is now a mixture of both live-streamed lectures and offline lectures. You will have far more interactive tutorials and sessions, and then will be times for group work and private study as before. What do you have to help you as a student? You have help at two levels. One is the School of Business community itself, where you have program directors such as myself, and as well as the deputy head of school and class representatives. Within the university, you have the Registrar's Office, you have Student Services, the Academic Advisory Office, and Students' Union. Please make advantage of all of these when and if you need them. Thank you very much for watching our presentation on our marketing courses at Maynooth. I really hope that they inspired you to join us on the marketing program, where we can work together to seeing you on a great marketing career. If you have any questions, please get in touch. There's our email address for the business school in front of you, business@mu.ie. And there's also our web page that you can look at, which is www.maynoothuniversity.ie/business. Thanks again for spending the time, and we look forward to seeing you in Maynooth.